I am the Alpha star of being, and I descend in the V of victory's angels. I am cradled then, beloved, even as I come to cradle my own. When you pray unto the Father, beloved, it is I, as an individualization of the God flame, who do respond, and Omega with me, for I am Alpha and Omega in the white fire core of your being, God's being, being of Elohim and all life. Thus I am the voice of eternity and the presence of one whom you know from time unto times and times ending. I come to comfort by the rod of the law and by its mercy. I have entered the atmosphere of earth, and therefore, beloved, elemental life does also receive me as Elohim braced the octaves and the matter cosmos, that I might come, and come as the instrumentation of the word for the preparation of cycles flashing forth from this heart as ruby ray light across cosmos. The body of cosmos is indeed thy habitation. Thus I have entered it, beloved, and for all of the purposes of the law of the one, which cannot be enumerated, I am indeed here. My coming, beloved, is an inner sign to every soul who does live on planet Earth. The sign of the forget-me-not that is carried by the Lord of the world is a subtle intimation of a memory then quickened. It is a flower, beloved, of the power of the will of God that does neither startle nor intimidate, but truly quicken one to the inner memory. Thus the sign of my flower is a reminder to all, many who have indeed forgot the voice of the Father, the realization of the Son, the permeation of the Holy Spirit in sacred fire breath. Thus to my own I say, those who have denied the flame flower of the will of God and the star of Alpha, they tremble upon the appearance of this forget-me-not. Everyone upon earth then does receive the sign, but there is an outer reveling in unreality that does not cease, that obliterates the soul and the soul identity, that obliterates the memory of the Divine One, and therefore a soul that was and is not present to hear the voice of Alpha. I am then in the heart of the Lord's Prayer, for this I did give to my Son. And thus Sanat Kumara Gautama Maitreya, in the chain of cosmic Christ, have sustained the mind of God, and that mind as holy Christ's self of you does press now into the earth with the footsteps of my coming. Elohim and archangels, legions of the second ray of the mind of God, I call then for the clearing of the mental belt of earth by my coming. And so it is in the heart of the ruby ray that there is a saturation of contamination of the mental belt by fallen ones who have sought to displace the mind of God in all evolutions. I have summoned this day armies of light, beloved, some who have not entered this galaxy heretofore. Thus I have summoned all of cosmos according to the will of God, who can convene for the great restoration of planet Earth and the instauration of this Christ mind that is the mind of the true science of being. I am that alpha star of being, for that is I am that I am, as the point of the original word, even then as is your beloved I am presence. I am this incarnation then of the alpha star of being, and where I am, beloved, therefore many legions of light may appear and do appear, for they come according to hierarchy and the hierarch who does call. My presence here then allows these to gather. By my leave then, O hosts of light, thou art placed under the wise dominion of Sanat Kumara for the deliverance of earth, for the liberation of light bearers, for cosmic justice this day. Lo, I am the implementation of the word of justice in this hour. I am the drawing of the line of justice in the earth, and it is the line of Alpha. And this line does make its way, therefore, through all those who are the embodiment of injustice. Beloved hearts, justice shall return to earth, for I have selected this great God quality as my offering and endowment of the very soil of a planet. Understand truly then the meaning of divine justice, the embodiment of this flame by Portia and by bequeathment in the heart of the messengers some years ago. I desire then that each and every one of you should realize that God justice is the power for the righting of all wrong. It is the wisdom for the righting of all wrong. It is the love for the righting of all wrong. The sign of the coming of the woman of God justice then is written in the heavens, for on each and every line of the cosmic clock, the Divine Mother in her appearing as Omega does manifest through some ascended or cosmic being or archaea. Thus, beloved, there are a number of beings of light who have been the embodiment of cosmic justice long eons. They have volunteered, they and their legions, to come to earth, to endow then the rivers and the lakes, the seas, the trees, and all that is green with the vibration of God justice. Oh, It is an electrode of such power to have in the earth, the consensus of all cosmos, to beam that quality and flame of God justice into every situation and manifestation, beginning with the levels of the mind of all light bearers, and percolating through, as you would say, beloved, to all humanity. Thus are Ramesses and Diana, Aries and Thor, beloved Neptune and Luara, Virgo and Pelor, four cosmic forces. Hold now the four corners of the earth and the four winds. Hold them now, that divine justice may enter the heart. Now, beloved, savor the vibration of justice. It does cast out ignorance, for ignorance is unjust. It does cast out karma itself, for karma is the injustice and unjust use of the law. Justice is the handmaid of freedom, as you have heard. Thus the magnet of justice, spearheaded by Portia and others, can be to Saint Germain, that magnet that may draw forth the cosmic spirit of freedom from the heart of the great central sun. My son, Saint Germain, I have called thee to this altar, and thou hast come. My beloved son, I too call thee Francis, my beloved son. Therefore know that in this hour, for thy devotion forever and forever, and the devotion of thine own, I, Alpha, therefore, open the floodgates of the central sun for the spirit of cosmic freedom to begin to descend to earth, increment by increment, as these flame flowers, the threefold flame of the hearts of keepers of the flame throughout the earth, shall then receive that spirit of cosmic freedom. Blessed ones, I must caution you against any applause during this dictation, lest you disrupt the entire force field I am building. I say to you then, beloved, this is a cosmic moment for which Saint Germain has long kept the flame. Keeping the flame of Sanat Kumara, he has inspired freedom upon a planet that long ago was taken over by fallen angels whose tyranny, whose totalitarian minds were the antithesis of Alpha and Omega. From the inception of the dedication of this planet to be freedom's star, lo, they came to deny the Father, Mother God, entree into this world by the usurpation of the first and the seven rays. Know this then, beloved, that the return of Alpha and Omega to planet Earth is indeed an event of vast eons. My presence here today then does signify that I have seen the sacrifice and service of my ascended sons and daughters, and of not a few on earth who have emerged even in this decade, moving down the centuries to the hour in this very moment of Earth's history, when they too could shine in the body of God upon earth, even as celestial stars reflected in a clear lake on a clear night. So, beloved, whereas the cosmic council, 24 elders, over which we also and sometimes preside, has had to decline the request of those of the spirit of the Great White Brotherhood serving Earth's evolutions for greater dispensations on behalf of the planet as a whole. And whereas at Wesak the pronouncement was given that the ascended masters might assist the light bearer, but no assistance should be forthcoming to those who have not espoused the I Am presence and the path of discipleship unto Christ. Thus, beloved, with this door ajar, I, your Father, have deliberated soundly as to what portion of myself I might offer in this hour, when you all await, as it were with bated breath, to know what the cycles of cosmos might afford your life streams, your future, your children. This then has been our deliberation, and we place before you our affirmation of the highest use of the presence of God justice in the earth. There are then, beloved, conditions upon which earth and her evolutions might be saved. The areas then which present themselves of greatest urgency is for the final binding and judgment of fallen angels who have positioned themselves in the economies and the governments of the nations and in the banking houses to exercise absolute control over the people. Beloved ones, for earth to be saved, world communism with all of its supporters, agents, and tools must go down. I raise my right hand, and the fire does flow to turn it back upon itself. Secondly, beloved, the youth of the world must be delivered of the misuse of the science of rhythm and sound, and of drugs and all manner of toxic substances polluting their brains, bodies, and nervous systems. The abundant life and the path of discipleship in Christ must be preserved, and education of the heart unto all children of a planet must be guaranteed. Of the greatest urgent necessity, therefore, as you have heard our presence through the messenger and all ideas discussed, is the physical defense of the physical continent of America. Thus, the greatest urgency is to defeat world communism in its present attempt to take over this planet, to defeat it in every area where it is making inroads into systems and into the minds of the people, and simultaneously to raise up the defense. This is the action of Alpha. This is the power of the spirit of cosmic freedom. Understand then, beloved, that Saint Germain has served in an endeavor to raise up a body of keepers of the flame who might be able to carry such a great vibration of the highest level of freedom. To this hour he has served with you. In this hour I say, beloved, it is your moment to rush forward and receive from him a torch, a strengthening of the desire body and the will, that the spirit of freedom from the heart of the great central sun might be sustained in the earth. The conclusion of the building of the chalice this day and for another week of activities here must give to us entree to earth 24 hours a day by the spirit of Elohim. And by that spirit of Elohim, the cosmic spirit of freedom shall also descend. Thus, beloved, protection and defense and the defeating of the violators of this spirit of cosmic freedom, the agents of world communism and all conspirators of West and East with it, these are and must be bound by the spirit of Alpha in you, by the Alpha star of being, called forth, lowered into manifestation by divine decree, as your I am presence, entering the earth through a body temple that is ready and willing and able to hold that flame of God harmony. O God harmony, strengthen my own to not be moved. Therefore, beloved, this defense raised up and the tide turned against world communism must be the alpha power of the spirit of cosmic freedom. The caring for the youth, their deliverance from rock music, drugs, a faulty educational system, and a tampering with the abundant life. This is the omega action of cosmic justice, for it is just that the babies, children, and youth, beloved, of every system of worlds receive the foundation of the Father, Mother, God, from inception in the womb unto the fulfillment of the 33-year span for the raising up of the Divine Mother in the temple unto the ascension flame. Beloved hearts, let planet Earth be restored to that golden age state where every youth at the age of 33 has earned the choice to ascend or to remain in embodiment, to become a master of the matter cosmos and time and space, a world teacher and benefactor of others. Oh, to know the choice of cosmic freedom and cosmic justice, beloved. Now understand, my very dear ones, that long ago the fallen angels who usurped cosmic levels of freedom and justice did turn this world to the darkness that today is labeled as socialism. Socialism, the denial of the individualization of the God flame, the denial of the children of light having access to the great powers of the causal body of light, and all that has ensued, whereby my children look without for to be sustained rather than to the within. Blessed hearts, we have seen keepers of the flame in an hour when this movement and this my church did not contain the momentum of light as it does in this hour, nor did it have the quotient of light bearers it does. Time was when even a certain force of serpents had become a part of this activity who are no longer here. But even in those days, beloved, by the greater light of the great white brotherhood and the true hearts of light within the movement, I credit to this activity the turning around of America toward freedom and the patriotism that comes from the God Star, once again then embracing a light that allowed one to be elected to the highest office of the land because he had committed to the people to embrace that spirit of America that does come forth out of the cosmic spirit of freedom. Therefore, you see, beloved, because the record has shown the fearlessness of students and youth, faculty, parents, keepers of the flame, leadership in all cities across the nation, because these have dared to challenge the totalitarian darkness that was hovering over the land, a new spirit of hope did come forth, and the yellow ribbon did become the sign of Alpha's promised return. Thus the sons of Alpha, detained by laggard evolutions of the East, terrorized and murdered, the sons of Alpha coming home are the sign also of the coming of my own and myself. In consideration then of this victory, and in consideration of carrying forward this victory, I have determined, weighing then with a considerable pondering of my heart, that it is I, rather than my sons, who should in this hour make this offer of my presence to the light bearers of the world. This offering, beloved, is to lend to you my mantle for the defeating of world communism and the binding of those who support it. Lending you my mantle then specifically to go forth on a mission, to not rest until the leadership of this nation has reached an accord to deploy immediately that strategic defense based on the earth, in space, and wherever needed. Understand, beloved hearts, that strategic defense is first based in the mighty threefold flame of your hearts. Therefore, I lend to you my mantle to go forth then with the materials provided, with the video, with the understanding, to cease not to knock upon the doors of the leadership, of neighbors, of friends, of all people nationwide, to hold your prayer vigils as you have never held them before, that this nation, entrusted with the flame of freedom by the sponsorship of Saint Germain, Sanat Kumara, and now Alpha, might truly occupy space according to the incarnation of the eternal Word in the sons of light, who shall be the pioneers of this new frontier. Blessed hearts, the occupation of space is by the attainment of the Buddha. May you hold the flame of Gautama Maitreya and of the Divine Mother in this retreat, that this may be accomplished. Beloved hearts, this is my proposal to the Cosmic Council: to lend myself to you, and upon seeing the victory of the deployment of the defense of freedom, to press on for other dispensations. Whether or not this is accomplished, together with the turning back and diminishing day by day of the power of world communism, will determine the future of planet Earth. There is no question about it. And my sons and daughters in embodiment know this. I say it then from the highest levels of the cosmic mind. Thus, beloved, in order to defeat the forces of darkness that are intergalactic, who would prevent this by the mind manipulation of the leadership, you yourselves must understand that the equation involves the capacity of your own beings to carry my star, to carry my presence, to carry my vibration and heart flame. The bridging of the gap between your vibration and my own, beloved, is accomplished by Elohim and all spirit of the Great White Brotherhood serving under them. It is accomplished, beloved, by the great force of the spirit of cosmic freedom and the spirit of cosmic justice. Because, beloved, the fallen ones who fell, arch deceivers among the angelic host, did fall from very high levels, and thus from those high levels they must be defeated. By way of understanding this, beloved, you shall know that Sanat Kumara and the holy Kumaras, together with the great silent watchers, represent those cosmic beings and the level at which the fallen angels in the earth this day must be defeated. So, beloved, my mantle then, my heart and presence, is lent to you as a protection, as a sealing in the diamond shining mind of God, as sharpening of faculties of mind and heart to convey the word, the information, to convey the spark of Alpha. Now, beloved, some time ago, the messenger delivered to you the alpha crystals. And some have said a cosmic being would not use a leaded crystal as a focus of light. To which the messenger responded, Alpha may use whatsoever substance of the earth he should choose. And it is so, beloved, for the endowment of a spiritual fire is my sending, and the chalice is my choosing. The chalice is your heart, but the crystal is both a molecular cup and a mirror, wherein my face may be mirrored, though you see it not. Therefore, beloved, understand that there are 3 stones that may carry a vibration in the earth for your sustenance. These have been used not only throughout the earth, but on other planets. Thus it is up to you, but I explain the law, that within the amethyst, within the lapis, and within the jade, you will find a capacity to store, even as it were, a microchip, to store light, vibration, and word. Natural crystals from the earth are also the option for the altar. It is not necessary that it be something beyond your means, but even a little token shall remain with you as the presence of my offering this day. Now, beloved, we can see that with the twin flames of Saint Germain and Portia, your own and your momentum, that the 7th ray containing the white fire core of being as all rays do, does also contain the matrix of the 7. Out of freedom and justice can come the reversal of every untoward condition advancing across the planet. These twin flames of Alpha and Omega may therefore clear the way for the lowering of the divine blueprint and the divine plan. The acceleration, therefore, of your pursuit of the 7th ray does indeed give us hope that with the establishment of defense and the turning back of world communism by a massive re-education of the people, there can be a new day of opportunity. Is it a trial balloon, beloved? I would say so. I would say that at the level of the Cosmic Council, we are absolutely convinced that when this movement and these keepers of the flame put their mind to it, the entire mad posture may be turned around to an integral, integrated positioning of a dignity and integrity that does automatically understand that to retain attainment, defense must be raised up. Defense comes from deity's fences. Deity has always had fences. Solar rings, then, tubes of light, walls of flame. We have never left untended our Holy of Holies, and never shall, thus covering cherubim and seraphim of God, and all archangels and hosts, back to the central sun, have forever and forever guarded the incarnation of the Word, below as is above. I therefore speak to Elohim and angelic hosts who hold the planet now as my vibration and of the one who sent me is saturating the planet and your chakras. O blessed ones, keep the flame in the earth, seal it well. I charge you to defend all light bearers. I charge you to go to all upon this planet who have taken their stand against world communism and for defense and a strong strategic defense. Go to them. I, Alpha, authorize a dispensation of protection, the helmet of Mercury, the armor of Archangel Michael. I authorize you, legions of light who have come from far-off worlds, to turn back upon the evildoer, the evil system, and the evil empire tenfold, all viciousness sent forth against an unsuspecting world. I charge you, hosts of light, to restore the mind of God in this people. I charge you, keepers of the flame, to therefore call incessantly for the judgment of my Son, Jesus, upon those who usurp the mind of God and trample upon the mental belt and the mental bodies of the people. Ho, O world of light! Ho, O world of light! Ho, O world of light! Let the crystal and the star fire, let the crystal and the star fire now clear the minds of a people, clear them from all programming from outer space, from aliens, from those incarnate and out of the pits of death and hell, programming therefore by the rhythm of rock, by drugs, by all manner of misuse of the science of the word. Ho, O world of light, expand throughout the nations. Ho, O world of light, prepare then those who are of the light for the coming of my own and my own vibration, delivering unto them the mandate of freedom. Ho, O world of light! I am Alpha, turning now. I am Alpha, turning now the world, and turning around the world, and turning around the darkness therein, to give opportunity now to those who love freedom, to those who love justice, to those who will desire to receive the engrafted word and a threefold flame, to all of goodwill who desire to serve the Lord God Almighty. Therefore unto them I, Alpha, give of myself, and I take my stand. Therefore, beloved, go forth on a mission sent from the central sun. Go forth to your destined purpose, whence you came from Sirius. Go forth now, beloved. Rescue the nation and the people. And let there be a sound defeating of world communism, that the oppressed might be delivered. The hosts of cosmos attend thy call. The spirit of cosmic freedom attends thy call. Spheres of justice of causal bodies offered, attend thy call. By the call, by the sword, by the activism of the soul, by the spreading of the word, let America survive to be a chalice once more of freedom to the earth. I speak to you, fallen ones in every quarter den. You then have no power over my own. I am Alpha. My hand does stretch forth. Therefore, 10% of the world momentum of evil is reduced this day, bound therefore. You are shrinking to your native nothingness. While you have breath, confess the Lord God Almighty, be converted and serve him. O light bearers of all captive nations, I am Alpha. I am stripping you by the hand of my legions of a karma that ought not to be, which may be taken this day from you, that you might determine your means of delivering yourselves, your nations and people. Over the White House and the Capitol building, I position cosmic angels, from their hearts beaming to every representative, great and small, at the national, state, and local level. There is a ray of light of Alpha. Therefore, I say to you, one and all, submit to the will of God and to the Alpha star of being. My presence in the earth and my word cannot be turned back. Those then who deny Alpha where I am shall also have Alpha denied where they are. Lo, I am Alpha, the point of origination and initiation of light. I am light. I am light. I come from light. I return to light. My word is in the earth. My judgment is in the earth. My freedom and justice is in the earth. With these four keepers of the flame, show me now what you can do for terra and life and your own cosmic victory. Show me, beloved, for these are four pillars in the temple. Show me, beloved, for I shall return. Whereupon, surveying the scene in 48 months, I shall declare to you what further action may be taken from these cosmic levels. I bow to the flame of the sons and daughters of God. I bow to the flame of the joyous mother who does receive me. I remember her always in her office of the World Mother, and therefore Omega does tarry now, beloved, to give you some word of the Divine Mother. I, your Father, then, move outwards, upwards, and beyond this planet, for it has received a sufficiency of myself for these hours and the 48 months.